All right, let's talk about this. The Callen story is kind of big, right? I mean, this is a story that we can't really ignore. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah, it ain't good.
What?
Yeah.
LA
So,
Times this
More
morning.
kids?
Shannon, give me... No, not more kids. More kids.
I'm full, I think.
Shannon, give me some background here.
Okay, so it started out that one woman came out. Her name is Catherine Fiore Tigerman. She came out about, I don't know exactly how long ago this was, but that Bryan Callen had actually raped her.
Oh.
So, like, rape.
Oh, boy.
Like rape?
Yeah.
Rape! Really?
Real rape, yeah.
Okay.
And then after she came out, there were several other women that came out and said that over the course of the past 20 years, that one of them said like she was pinned up against the wall and molested by him. So there's several different accounts of sexual misconduct.
Yeah, I'm reading them
Callen.
here. Let's see. This chick says he raped her. This girl says in 2009, Callen pinned her up against a wall at a fitting room against her will and began to kiss her. An aspiring actress who had a 4-year affair with Callen while he was married
A fitting room.
said he told her in 2016
See, this
that
dick fits.
women have a biological primal desire to be raped. 1 year later, a female comedian said he suggested she give him oral sex in exchange for stage time and money.
Oh, man.
It's these are a lot of different allegations, a lot to unpack.
He has come out and denied it. He says, "Let me be very clear. I have never raped, forced myself upon any woman, or offered to trade stage time for sex ever. I know the truth, and I can only hold my head up high, remain true to myself, my family, my audience, and know that I will not allow the cancel culture to subvert what I know, and as importantly, what they know is the truth."
When did he release that statement? Because most guys, when they get accused of shit, they go silent and they freak the fuck out and they disappear off social media.
True.
So look,
But
that's,
he's doing the opposite of what Dalia did and like Diaz did. Diaz like, I'm not letting cancel culture, but rape is a different thing. It's not like saying something offensive on a podcast and all these people are like, cancel them.
Well,
Sexual assault, if this is
if it's real,
If it's real,
here's
right.
the problem. Okay, so all right, every one of the other ones are just sort of like whatever. Like, all right, so the American Apparel woman, he says he pinned her against the wall and kissed her. I don't know. I wasn't there. Like, did he passionately try to fucking like go in for it? Like, was it like a thing, or was he violently pin you against an American Apparel? There's two different things there, right? Because it just depends on how you want to tell that story. He pinned me up against the wall, and did he fucking Rocky Balboa in Rocky 1 where he put his hand against the door and was like, and she was like, borderline retarded, and she went for it.
Push her on a bag of pet food.
he should have went to the beach that day.
So I don't know. And then a woman that had a 4-year affair with Callen. This is what they do when they hit these articles. They start to dog whistle for women, right? And then all the other women.
There we go. And he's cheating on his wife.
And he's cheating as well. Okay, so what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And then he said to her, "But women have a biological primal desire to be raped." Like what? I mean, what is that's newsworthy. That's a story. He had a conversation with some chick, and by the way, I'm sure you can find a lot of women that would say that I have a biological desire to be raped. Like there are women that have rape fantasies. Okay?
Oh, I've been asked, and I was like, whoa, this is like 2003. This girl I was hooking up with told me this and asked me to like come in and like break in, like do the whole fantasy. And I was like,
oh, wow.
I refuse.
Break in and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole
like do the whole fucking thing. Pinning down.
Was she going to fight you?
No, I think she was going to let me win.
No, but I was saying, like, how much of the fantasy was it?
Oh, yeah, was she going to struggle?
Oh, yeah, there was going to be a struggle.
Was that the way she, like, tried to find suitors? She was like, all right, if I could take him, he's not the right guy.
She described exactly what was going to happen, and it was pretty close to what you would read in a news article, and I was like, that's where I can't. That would absolutely frighten me and turn me off that, like, this whole process is happening. I mean...
But it turned me off and frightened.
No, listen, I'm not...
If a woman... Look, I don't like anal sex, right? Yeah. I don't like fucking a chick in the ass. But if a chick is really wants anal sex, that will get me going. Like, I'll really get into it, right? So if a woman...
That's not what I'm talking about. I get, like, the slight strangulation, like, the dirty sex. I understand that part of it. She wants... another level. Rape fantasy is a different level than
it's an
dirty
interesting
sex,
conversation.
Angry.
It's an interesting conversation because does that woman, obviously she's fucked in some way or another, right?
100%.
She's had.
Oh, listen, dude, I started getting my exit strategy right after that conversation.
She's damaged.
And she was smart, beautiful, kind.
Yeah.
Went to Penn. Like she was like everything else was there. And then you have that conversation. You're like, okay, well,
because not
I'm
only
gonna
is
cancel
it
this-
that fantasy is there, it's how the fuck did that
it
get
get there?
What
Yeah.
happened to you?
yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's a little
Talk
bit
about
like
turning left when you
freaky.
should have turned
Yeah,
right.
This is where, that's where it would probably not turn me on. We've talked about this before on the show when I had that girl that act like I was dating this chick that she would act like a little girl, like really like a little girl, and I was like, this girl was molested when she was 4, and she's stuck there sexually. I don't want to be a part of that. It turned me off. Like that really, it was too the depravity that was going on with her. I never even talked to her about it.
Right.
But it was so fucked up, and she was really hot, like really hot chick. But it was a really big turnoff, like to the point where I was like, I remember being like kind of playing along at first, being like, oh, that's great, and then she would like just way into the character, like way in, and I was like, you really want to play with dolls right now? Like it was to that. She was like, she wanted to sit down and play with dolls, and like,
Yeah.
and I was
That's
like,
the whole thing. They call themselves littles.
dude, it fucking,
Really?
it was
Yeah,
bizarre.
and then they call like their partner like they're big.
yeah.
I swear, and they have. I know girls that have like tea parties and
Now
play
that's a
with dolls.
fucked up thing. Now, if you can, a guy that gets into that, I
Yeah.
think that guy.
Yes, likes pedophiles, or he's a pedophile.
I think you should look, if you're that chick, right, and you have this weird thing, whether it's a rape fantasy or that sort of thing where it's a pedophile thing, and you have a guy that's really in, or a guy that suggests it,
Yes.
right? That's a red flag. There's no other way to like go there. Like
If this motherfucker's bringing home Barbies,
yeah, that's fucking
Dude, I have
bizarre.
I have a whole other theory too. When you see an adult man who's bigger and dates a girl that looks very young,
Yeah.
and I've known somebody that did this with multiple girls. Like
Yeah.
they look almost
Look
like a
really young.
teenager,
Right, okay.
but they're of age,
Right.
That's a man.
That's a sign as
predator.
well.
Yeah.
Typically, I mean, not. But there's something to be said because we said this about D'Elia, right? So D'Elia liked young chicks, 19, 18-year-old girls. Like that was his thing. If he didn't cross the line, it's a red flag. I don't want him around my niece. But if he didn't cross the line and he controlled himself and said, hey, like this is like, I like 19-year-old girls. It is what it is. I would never break any laws or the line is there for a reason, So I can't necessarily demonize the guy that, just sort of like is into something a little weird. The same way I'm not going to demonize a girl who's into a rape fantasy. Like I'm not saying that girl's a bad person, but in a weird way, when she now facilitates that rape fantasy with this guy who's really into it, is she sort of feeding, when they say rape culture or whatever it is she sort of feeding that desire? Is he now less likely or more likely to go and hurt somebody because of it? I have no idea.
or does he get it out of his system?
Yeah,
you never know.
It's the whole thing, and this is why it turns me off. This is why I don't think I could get into if a girl was really into a rape fantasy. I don't think I could get it. Not where it's like realistic, where she's gonna fight me and I gotta like punch her and fucking tear her. Like that would. I don't think I could get into it. But if a chick was like, "Yeah, I want you to hold me down. I'm gonna tell you to stop, and I'm gonna fucking we'll have a safe word." Yeah, I get my dick hard. Got my dick hard just now a little. To be honest with you, holy shit.
Did the wave?
Did D'Elia come out? Did he say anything? Did he? Has he made a statement yet?
I don't think so.
No, right?
I'm in my head picturing a show called Rape Fantasy Island now.
So with Callen, and then the last one said she suggested to give him oral sex in exchange for saved time and money. So all of these stories, except for the one that the chick says this guy raped me. That's where it's like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
fucking very serious.
that's different.
and that's crazy. Like that is like a really crazy serious thing, and that's where it's like, Callen. This is why I wanted to ask about when he released that statement. What were you going to say, Shannon?
So I'm reading the details of how the quote unquote rape happened, and it's a little.
Hold on real quick. We have Shannon trained so good
Sorry.
to say quote unquote rape.
No,
God
because
bless
when
you,
you
Shannon.
hear rape, though, you think it's like a violent attack, and this is like a little bit different.
Oh,
than
so
that.
there's more. So the article says rape.
Yeah. But then it goes into the details of what happened. So apparently they were best friends. They used to hang out all the time. Like his dad, her dad got him acting gigs and whatever. Like they were close. And then one day they went to go and hang out. And as soon as she comes out of the house, he picks her up and she's wearing a gray sweatshirt with a bra. And he says, "Why are you wearing a bra? Girls aren't supposed to wear bras. Take it off." And they laugh. And then eventually they're hanging back at his house or her house. And he goes to kiss her. She kisses him. She doesn't like it in her head, but doesn't say anything. Goes to the bathroom, comes back out, and then he stands behind her and is like, "Oh, you're so hot. You could be a Playboy model." She doesn't respond, but she
Nice
also
move.
hates
He's
this.
got some
three.
the
Step
guy's
three.
got some lines.
Step three.
The guy's got some fucking lines right there.
Yeah, you gotta lie to her
He's
right before you rape her. You gotta lie to her. You could be a model.
You can model for Swank magazine.
I got a guy at J.C. Penney. He's looking for something.
What else, Shannon?
So then they're in his bedroom. He pushes her on the mattress, runs his hands over her body, and she says she keeps saying no. But he kept pushing it and was like, come on, let's just get this out of the way. Obviously, there's sexual frustration between the two of us, and then you'll be my girlfriend afterwards. And she's like, no, it's me. It's Catherine, meaning your best friend. Please, let's not do this. I don't want to do this. And he says, you're going to love it. We're just going to get this out of the way. You're going to love this. You're going to be my girlfriend.
Damn.
And they had sex. And,
Shannon, this sounds like rape. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
Yeah, that's not
Shannon's broken.
She's trying to say
What
no.
the fuck? Shannon, I'm waiting for the moment where I can agree. I'm always looking for that angle, lady.
Yeah,
All right?
Shannon's like, but then he bought her dinner.
While she was crying.
I mean, look, I'm not
threw
saying
a
that I
bag with a hamburger
necessarily.
in it.
I don't look. Here's the way that I feel about all of these things, right? I don't just take anybody's. I don't take anybody's word for face value at all, ever. Man, woman, anything. There's, in my mind, this is the skeptic in me, there's always an ulterior motive, and you look for what that ulterior motive is, and, that's just sort of the way that I see things.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that this woman's a liar. I'm just saying that I don't know any more than anybody else in the fucking world except for these two people, or, I mean, maybe if there's some sort of evidence that suggests it, nobody fucking knows. So, the fact that the LA Times puts out an article, dog whistles for other women because they start collecting the information. Somebody mentioned Callen during the D'Elia thing because he had a show and works with Netflix with him, right? Mm-hmm. So that came out. These journalists start going like, "Oh, do you have any more stories about him?" They start putting it out, whether it's through alternative fake Twitter accounts or Reddit or whatever it is. But they start dog whistling. And then they have people that will reach out and go like, "Oh yeah, I felt disrespected, or I felt like this guy went too far." These other things, he did. There's not even. I don't really care if he offered some chick stage time for a blowjob. I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Okay, I've been offered things. I've been offered things for sexual favors with men, women, gay people. I mean, I'll tell you right now. You don't take
I
it.
love that those are different categories.
Yeah, right.
Lowe's.
There is 3.
Humans,
Did you count
gay
them off?
people.
But you don't do it. You have enough respect for yourself and you don't do it. And you go like, oh, yeah, that person's a little bit of a fucking creep. But that's really as far as it is. The rape charge, though, that's something that is really very serious. And to be honest with you, I don't think that women typically come out and will just throw that word out there. Typically, I'm not saying it does happen.
I think it's more dangerous when it's someone that there's a pre-existing relationship, and it's someone that's not in the industry. Like, what does she have to gain from this?
Yeah, well, that's it. She's not like a person who maybe she is. I don't know if she's in the industry, but find
She
out.
said something about acting, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. I once again, I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but what's going to happen now is more than likely he's fucked.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's true, not true, nothing. He is in trouble here.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
The
And
rest of
he's
that
too
crew.
famous. It's not like if he wasn't that famous, it's not. There's not enough like meat there. They wouldn't have gotten to the LA Times. It wouldn't have been an article that even got
It would be on a
attention.
website.
Yeah, it would be on Reddit or something else. But the fact that he's like an actual A-list actor, I think that there's another effort to, and maybe this is me being a conspiracy theorist, but I think that there is an effort to bring down Joe Rogan. I think that they see this deal with Spotify. They see how powerful he is. There's a lot of moving pieces behind the scenes. Milo Yiannopoulos said this on Legion of Skanks a long time ago. I don't think that Milo had some sort of insight. I think Milo has his finger on cancel culture and what's going on with cancel culture and the way that they're doing things. And I think that Joe's pretty much squeaky clean for the most part. He doesn't do any shit. So I think that they want to make his crew look bad. And I think that there's something happening with the fucking, these seeds are being planted and it has nothing
The
to do with
second that
protecting
number
women.
came out, that $100 million,
Yeah.
I think people, journalists, cancel culture people, they all heard that $100 million and they all went, we got to get him.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah.
He's too powerful.
Yeah.
And they can't find shit on him. Or if they do, it blows over because nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
What they tried for him calling masks for bitches. They tried. They're gonna keep trying to find things, and they can't. So they're gonna. I think exactly.
Maybe
They're gonna try and get all of his friends and say, look who he associates with.
Yeah, it's hard to not. I don't know what it is. Like my instinct is always to sort, especially when it's like comedians. My instinct is to always go like, fuck, I want to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. I don't know Callen or Schaub, And we take shots at their shows all the time on this show and other shows because it's just sort of become a meme essentially at this point to fucking throw a dig at Brendan Schaub or Bryan Callen.
And also, just speaking personally, we came up on when radio shows did that.
Yeah, you fuck around and you make fun of people. It just is what it is. You know, we all do this. We all make fun of each other, whether you know the people or not. We take little digs, we take little shots. But I definitely don't wish ill will on any of these guys. I don't want to see them fucking lose their career over something that's false. Now, if it's true, then yeah, fuck him, dude. I mean, honestly, like that story didn't sound good, Shannon. I don't know what happened to you in your life where you're
there's more. I'm reading more, and it's not great.
There's more that goes on. Oh,
Yeah.
Shannon.
I did a quick skim the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says that she said that after this happened in 1999, after it was over, she immediately began crying and searching for her underwear. Her bottoms had been thrown on the ground where Callen's dog had chewed holes in them.
Oh my God, my dog would do this to women. Oh, is that going to be an article in the future? Because my sport ate the pussy holes out of a woman's underwear.
Okay,
He was just trying to give me easier access. My dog rules.
I just don't finish. That's the last quote. So he says, noticing her tears, he tried to calm her down and said, "Oh, come on. What am I, a big bad rapist? I'm not a big bad rapist."
Oh,
and then said,
my
"Come
God.
on, you're going to be my girlfriend now. We needed to get this out of the way." And he did not respond to that comment in his interview with the Times.
Wow. And this interview was recent.
So yeah, Thursday. It happened on Thursday.
Wow. Oh my God. Well,
Yeah, that's.
at least he's defending himself.
Yeah, he says that her claim is demonstrably false, saying they had both agreed to have sex.
Right.
So that's it.
Yeah. Doesn't look good.
Nah, dude.
Doesn't look good.
You don't
I
remember
mean,
those details when you're traumatized, unless you're traumatized.
Look, I just don't know. You can't give an honest assessment with the details, right? And the problem is too many people jump to conclusions and they will either demonize or defend the person just blindly. And I don't want to be known as that guy who's just regularly. I don't defend dudes, but the problem is even if you have this opinion, which is I think it's a very fair opinion, a somewhat nuanced opinion where you say, well, I don't think that a guy should have his career completely destroyed over an accusation. I also obviously don't think women should be raped. This is not like up for debate. But you can't say that much. If you say like, yeah, I think, you should at least have there should be somewhat, due process. That word due process has become like a fucking, like, you're a fucking rape supporter. You're a rape supporter. It's like, what are we talking about? The same way like flying an American flag in your front lawn is now you're a Nazi. There's just these crazy extreme things where you go like what, and they control you with that. That's where they control you. So then most comics agree with that sentiment. Mm-hmm. That, yeah, I don't think you should take somebody's career, man, woman, black, white, whatever it is, over some accusation without some sort of process to confirm that that's real. I think most people agree with that sentiment. Most, anybody with a brain, just saying that can put you on a list of rape apologists, can put you on a list of alt-right comedians. Just saying that, just saying those words.
Sometimes they're Google Docs.
And yeah, they literally create documents of people this is the conversation.
Word,
This is not saying that a woman's a liar. It's not saying that a woman deserves to be raped. It's not saying that Callen's innocent. It's just saying like, oh wait, let's have pause. Let's not destroy a guy as soon as the article comes out. Saying that is enough to put you on this fucking list, and people are afraid. Young comedians are afraid to miss out on that opportunity, to miss out on that call from HBO, late night television. They want a writing gig. They want SNL. This is cancel culture in its purest form. You have people afraid to just have an opinion on something that can be somewhat nuanced and controversial. This is a problem, and this is why most people will stay silent. Most of his friends will stay silent. Most people, that's a sort of a way that people are being controlled right now. And I don't like it. So that's all I had to say. We were supposed to have Bryan Callen on SDR show on Tuesday, which Big J couldn't make it. I was actually going to come in and do SDR show with Callen. We'll see if he comes. If I had to guess, he's probably not coming to SDR show on Tuesday.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, talk about a bad week. It's a twofer.
Also, as soon as this came out, he also scrubbed his entire Instagram of any mention of D'Elia.
Wow. Yeah, that's a weird thing. You assume it's not them. You assume they go to their team of people and say, and the team makes a decision. I just don't know that those teams always have the best. Why do we trust some 26-year-old bitch who went to college to be like, I'm in charge of his social media and I'm going to make the decision? And it's like, the fuck do you know, lady? Like, what, you know? So we'll see what happens. It is very, very interesting, and it's it could be the end of an era with the Fighter and the Kid podcast.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bunch of those comics doing that Homer Simpson walk back in the hedge right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be a few others. I mean,
of course,
it's going to happen.
But I mean, look, by the standards of, you know, this guy pushing her against the wall and trying to kiss her, he had an affair while he was married, saying things like women have a primal desire to be raped. I mean, we've made jokes like that on podcasts. How many times? I mean, if they want to fucking figure out a way to, you know, an angle on you, they'll figure out that angle. It's just, at this point, it's almost like, do you have the target on your back?
Also, something I think that's really telling about just the times in general is when you came in and you said, you know, he's getting accused, and you literally went, no, rape.
Rape, yeah.
There's so many articles
Yeah.
that accuse her, and then you read it, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's bad at reading signals, and he fingered you, or, you know,
Of course.
Like, and then you're like, oh, no, rape.
Yeah. It is, this is a, you know, it's a big, heavy accusation, you know? So, hopefully justice will be served in one way or another. That's, I think, the best way to put it, right? Hopefully justice will be served. You can say that.
Yeah.
But not good. Los Angeles has been taking a fucking beating.
Oh, boy.
They've been taking a beating.
Old Cancel Island.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.